Welcome back. Many of my clients always ask me when they're getting ready to retire if they have the ability to have a pension. They can either take the pension or they can take a lump sum distribution. And it can be a very difficult conversation to go through that. And there's really never a right or wrong answer. There's more of a figuring out what your preference is during retirement answer. And so a lot of people that have, pension plans, maybe state workers, utility companies. I've seen Verizon, Cox Communications, but there's not as many out there. But this still pertains to people that may want to take out their own immediate annuities and plop a lump sum down and get a distribution. So I think this pertains really to everybody. So let's take a look at the first slide here. Here are some of the things we look at. Number one is in a pension payment, the length of those payments for the most part are going to work your whole life and possibly the lifespan of your wife or your husband or a child. Or for a certain number of periods. So you're going to have it for your whole life and maybe, even longer than that. Number two, you have control of the lump sum distribution. So if you take that lump sum, you are now in total control of, hey, I want to grow this thing as much as I want. I can take out more than that fixed amount was. And so you have control to do that. So where the risks come in, there are risks associated with both of these. And one is, if you take that pension payment, the amount might be really low. Number two, it may not actually have an inflation rider in there. And the second part of this is if you take that lump sum distribution and you invest incorrectly, you may actually end up losing money on that, and that's a risk that you have to bear. Okay, when we take pension payments, what I want to take a look at here is a lot of people get confused, but let's pull the slide up because you have some options here, and people do get a little confused. So here is someone that is age 60, and if they get a $3,000 base per month payment for their pension, and they passed away after the first payment, beneficiaries get nothing. If they took the 50%, they're going to lose about $3,600 a year or $300 a month. They're going to get $2,700, which is a reduced benefit, and their beneficiary would get half of that. Then we move on to the 75%, joint survivor annuity. You take a little bit less there. That costs you $5,400. 100% joint survivor, that costs you $7,200, so $600 a month. I think when we look at all of these, basically what I want to say is anytime you're going to add more beneficiaries to this, you're going to get a lower amount. But I think you do want to insure yourself to some degree so you make sure that if you did pass away, that just after 1 year, that there still would be something there. Our last slide kind of pulls both the lump sum together and the annuity. So if you look at here, what's most important? Guaranteed monthly income, yes to an annuity. Avoid ongoing investment risks, yes to an annuity, there's no risk there. Avoiding emotional toll of market volatility, the market going up and down. In an annuity, you don't have to worry about that. So now we switch over to the other side. There is a potential for a higher return on the lump sum side. The annuity is set it, and you're done. Once you make that decision, it's irrevocable, and it can't be changed. Next one, potential offset the effects of inflation. Can't do that in an annuity. Provides flexibility. The lump sum offers that. And the possibility of leaving the money to heirs because there'll be some money left over, that will be there in a lump sum. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. I know we kind of pushed through that pretty quickly. When we return, if you have a 401k plan, you don't think there are enough options, there may be a solution to that. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We have a viewer question. Eileen from Barrington asks, I'm currently employed and contribute to my 401k. My 401k has very limited choices. Can I roll over my 401k to an IRA to have more choices? The quick answer to that is no, but it is specific. Some plans allow for you to do that, usually after 55 years old. They'll allow you to take a portion of your 401k, move it outside into an IRA, and you can manage it and you're not limited to those resources. You also want to ask this question. Do you have a brokerage option at your 401k? If you do have that brokerage option, that means that you can leave it at your 401k and you can invest in anything you want. So I think that the whole thing is go to your HR department, ask these questions. Can I make an in-service rollover to an IRA, or do you have a brokerage option? So thank you guys very much for joining us this week. We look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week.